What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? This is Kevin and Kevin's Corner. And I heard on the boob tube today that President Trump is thinking about pulling us out of the nuclear, arms agreement with Mother Russia. And, of course, you got mixed emotions concerning this. When are they going to learn Trump's style of negotiating? It's let's overstate something. Let's go a little far with my rhetoric, and then they'll end up meeting me halfway. It's like if you want something, you always overshoot and then you negotiate somewhere in the middle. You go in and the car is listed at 10,000 and the guy says, well, where do you want to be at? Now, you might want to be at 8, but you're going to go ahead and say something ridiculous and offensive almost to the whole integrity of sales. So the car's worth 10. Yeah, man, I'll give you 5. What? 5? Sir, that's a little extreme. I mean, come on, 5,000? Yeah. What? Look at that. You see that little scratch right there? That's at least a $2,000 scratch, And then he says, well, I can't go that low. Well, how low can you go? So you start at 5, and then all of a sudden they say, well, I tell you what, how about 7.5? And you're going, wow, that was 500 less than what I initially wanted to pay anyway. I want to pay 8, but the guy went 7.5. So now you go to the extreme, and then they meet you somewhere in the middle. So now President Trump, of course, he's like, yeah, we're pulling out of this thing. That's what we're going to do because Russia's not abiding by the agreement of the treaty. And you got people out there, no, we shouldn't pull out of it. And I'm going, well, it's not really a treaty if they're not abiding by the treaty in the first place. Secondly, the fact that he even said that he's willing to pull out of the treaty should show everybody that he's not carrying water for Vladimir Putin. Yeah. So you bust up that narrative, first of all. Secondly, it puts Russia in a position to say, oh, crap. Okay, so we don't want him to pull out of the treaty because, yeah, we've been producing stuff. It's true. We might not say that in public, but what we don't want is the American economy, which is booming, and all that money that's been dedicated towards the military to start firing up all new types of technology and nuclear weapons. We don't want that. So how about we say, well, hold up, before you go to the extreme, let's get together and we'll talk about this. And maybe we'll be a little more accountable when it comes down to the treaty that we violated all of these years. And then you have China. China had the nerve to come in and weigh in on it as well, talking about this would be dangerous to the whole world, which I'm thinking to myself, what that got to do with y'all? What that got to do with y'all, China? Y'all aren't even in the treaty. But see, it has something to do with China because they're the biggest threat, and Trump sees that. He's going, we need to bring China into this treaty as well. China don't want to see us start firing up the nukes either because they haven't been under the treaty guidelines, so they've been firing up their nuclear arsenal and updating their nuclear weapons, and they don't want us to start doing the same thing. So now here they are on the sideline like, hold on, wait, whoa. Y'all ain't got to do that. Look, that's going to be bad for everybody except for y'all. You know what I mean? I'm sitting here going, so y'all ain't under the same guidelines as us or Russia, and y'all just stirring it up, firing up all kind of stuff, and got the nerve to be talking about some, this would be bad for everybody. I mean, for us. I mean, no, not us, everybody. So now what that should do is it forces China to have to say, okay, since we want to weigh in on this and we don't feel that y'all should be doing this, okay, fine, come on over. You can talk over some negotiations with us as well. Me, you, Russia, all of us can come up with a new agreement that we can all abide by. And the media, they don't see this. Now, let's just go ahead, flip it. Say Russia says, forget that. We're not coming back to the table and renegotiating the treaty. All right, so what? They call our carpet. They call us to the carpet. They say, you know what? We're going to go ahead and say, what you going to do? What's up? Well, guess what? We fire up the reactors and we start producing way better high quality nuclear weapons, and Russia don't want that. One, their economy is not in the greatest shape to start trying to update a lot more equipment, but two, they know from a technological standpoint, and when it comes down to weapons, you don't want to let America get back in that race. You don't want that. And so I think it would behoove them to say, yeah, let's pump the brakes, renegotiate this. And it also forces China to come in and get in on board with this too, because we don't want them running off with their nuclear arms race, talking about some, yeah, y'all stay right there, stay put now, don't mess around, no more creation of nuclear stuff now, but we gonna go ahead and take over and shoot right past y'all with our nuclear weapons and our technology. No, we can't have that. So Trump is being very smart in his tactic about throwing that potential threat out there. That brings them to the negotiating table. And he's been doing it since he got in office. We're pulling out of the climate agreement unless y'all want to negotiate. We're pulling out of Brexit. I mean, not Brexit. We're pulling out of what's the North American? I forget it. The thing with the trade. You know, the trade agreement. We're pulling out of that. He's pulling out of everything. You know, same thing with Kim Jong-un. First things first. We're going to blow you off the map. Now, that's the extreme case. So it's like, okay, let's pull back a little bit and we can talk about how we don't have to blow you off the map, but we can all come to a consensus here. So anyway, I see what he's doing. Hopefully other people are smart enough to see this, but the media is not going to paint it that way for the most part. Look at him. He's ruining relationships with everybody. He's unrolling treaties. Yeah, no, what he's doing is he's protecting America's future, because he's not sitting back saying, well, let's tiptoe around it, turn away like we don't see him over there firing up nuclear weapons, and then one day wake up and they're way ahead of us in the nuclear arms race, kind of like they did for about 20, 30 years with North Korea, and now we have to deal with that mess. Now, you've been listening to Kevin, Foreign Policies, okay? Yeah. And find me on Facebook, find me on Twitter, check me out on Wednesday nights at 7:30. I'm sorry, I'm noticing a big fat squirrel in my yard, and he's a fat squirrel. He's out of shape too. Yeah. You ever seen an out of shape squirrel? It's ridiculous. I mean, he's walking through the grass like, it's fat, you know, kind of like pigeons. You ever seen pigeons? Hey, here's a question for y'all, off topic. Have you ever seen a baby pigeon? No. I don't even know if they exist. Do they just stay in the nest until they're fat and full grown? I mean, I've never seen a small baby pigeon. They're all grown pigeons. And also, have you ever seen a healthy pigeon, a pigeon that's like in shape? No. They're all fat and slow, and they walk and waddle. They're the laziest bird in the world. They wait till the last second to fly. They will let you walk behind them for 2 blocks, like, leave me alone, man, leave me alone, before they get up and fly. It's crazy. Anyway, if you want to donate to Kevin's Corner, make sure you check out my link in the bottom. And if you also want to donate to, not donate, but if you want to check out the Extreme Tees, there's links in the bottom to do that as well. And we'll see you next time in Kevin's Corner. God bless.